Hey guys from the Thoughtful Gardener. Recently, the Consumer Reports put out a 7-year analysis from our Department of Agriculture on the produce of the United States and their pesticides. You might be really shocked to know that many of our fruits and vegetables have unacceptable levels of pesticides, especially for vulnerable populations such as children and the elderly. What is a consumer to do? Well, first and foremost, the article certainly suggests that the majority of our organic produce is safe to eat on a routine basis. This is really important if you're trying to get more fruits and vegetables in your diet. But even with organic produce, in some cases, some of the pesticides which are banned in this country are being imported. So it's important to know the source of your food. Ideally, you should be buying from farmers that are local to your geography so that you get the most minerals and nutrients possible. But in addition, you should be checking the labels to see where your fruits and vegetables came from, because there are laws in this country which protect consumers which are not available outside of this country. For example, produce coming from other countries like Mexico, especially on things like green beans, had unacceptable levels of pesticides which are banned here in the United States. So the results raise a lot of red flags. Pesticides pose significant risks in 20% of all the foods they examine, including bell peppers, blueberries, green beans, potatoes, and strawberries. Here's the good news, thoughtful gardeners. All of those are super easy to grow. Beans, you just need to go get yourself some organic seeds and start them in your garden. You can do this in a pot on your porch. It needs full sun, but there are bush type beans and there are vining type beans. And if you're going to be growing beans in a pot, you want the ones that are going to be bush type. The other thing that you can grow easily are strawberries. Now, keep in mind, strawberries grow by stolons, which means that they will run on you. So I have them in raised beds. This is the third year I'm growing them. The first year they did not produce fruit, which is completely normal. But year 2, I had berries, and now we're on year 3, and I can see that my entire strawberry plant is covered in little white flowers, which means lots of strawberries coming up. Keep in mind there are companion plants. Plants like our friends, and things that go together are strawberries and peas. So if you love peas, you could go ahead and put those in the same container bed. I do that by letting the strawberries act as my green mulch and then running my peas up trellises. I think this is a really easy way. Put the trellis right in your grow box. The other thing that was disturbing is potatoes, and potatoes are super easy. All you need to do is get some organic potatoes, and you can do what's called chit them yourself. And you're just going to save your paper egg cartons, and you're going to let those potatoes start to grow eyes. 2 eyes per potato. Put those in the ground. Either you can hill them up or you can grow a potato box. Really super easy to grow potatoes. Sweet potatoes is slightly different. We'll talk about that later. In terms of the other thing that was surprising in terms of chemicals is blueberries. Now, here's the great thing, thoughtful gardeners. Blueberries are some of the favorite things of our native bees. So what I would encourage you to do is get a soil test. Don't skip this step. You need acidic soil. So if you don't have acidic soil, you're going to need to amend. So pay your extension office, usually less than $20, usually will take less than 2 weeks, and source your blueberry plants locally. Then once you've got them planted either in your soil that's acidic or you've amended the soil, those blueberry flowers are going to attract your native bees. Here in Pennsylvania, we have low bush blueberries, which kind of creep along the ground. Teeny tiny blueberries, very sweet. You will see them in our state forest as you walk along a lot of the trails. The other thing that you can do is get the high bush blueberry, and that also is a native plant here in Pennsylvania that our bees absolutely adore. Now, what's interesting is not only does the Consumer Reports website have a place for you to go to the EPA and request that they ban these pesticides, a lot of these chemicals are actually banned in other countries, and we want to be very conscientious about what we're growing on our food. There are ways to reduce the amount of pesticide load, and one of the ways to do that is to create pollinator hedgerows. We've got videos right here that you can go to so you can see how we're doing that in the thoughtful garden. But underneath all of my fruit trees are pollinator hedgerows, and the purpose of these hedgerows are designed specifically to feed the trees, but also create green mulch. In addition, we are attracting all the good guys by having flowers such as calendula and yarrow and sunflowers so that the insects will come in and I don't spray my fruit trees. Really, really important. One of the most contaminated fruits they found, which we all love, is watermelon. And what you can do if you're going to grow watermelon in your garden, which I highly recommend this season, is you can actually plant these flowers around your watermelons, and that's going to attract the bees. Interestingly, Clemson University did a study where they put honeybee hives and pollinator hedgerows in different fields with watermelon, and guess what? 30% more fruit set, meaning 30% more watermelons if you had our flowers in the field. So, farmers, what does this tell you? Flowers are easy to grow. Natural pesticide increases the fruit set, makes the fruit bigger, according to the data, and you can be sustainable by not having chemicals on your fruit. Where did your food come from today? Let your buyers know. When you are in the grocery store, talk to your produce managers. When you're at Aldi's, when you're at Walmart, when you're at Trader Joe's, all of them carry organic produce. Tell them thank you. You're going to pay more. Isn't that insane? You should actually demand this. Don't assume when you go to the farmer's market that what you're getting doesn't have pesticides on it. Ask. And if they tell you they don't know, don't buy it. Garden thoughtfully and take care.